if that does eventuate. Onslaught, this would be a massive bolster to their confidence if they are able to take this one out, because of course, as you said, and we have reiterated this the whole night through, that EZG are at the top and they're not looking like stopping, but Onslaught definitely want to get higher than they are. EZG won't affect them in terms of their placing, but mentally, the game here, the meta of Call of Duty is changing so much that the mental game is one of the most important aspects that is very, very commonly overlooked by players. And I know myself, when I play any video game, I am very easily tilted. I don't know about these players, but it can happen. It can happen where you start losing, and even if you win one game in the series, you can still be like, we lost to these guys. What are we doing? How do we fix that? And you just feel down about yourself going into the rest of the seasons, into the playoffs, whatever it might be, and it can really take a toll on you.
Yeah, it absolutely can take a toll on you, and hopefully EZG can regroup enough to tie this series and force another Game 5. Of course, we'll be able to see this map go through very shortly after a very quick commercial break. Guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Like heaven, cause we don't let the bad vibes get in, we don't let them win. Testify to the strength of a true bomb, flying high over the heads of a rude mob, staying at the revolution of the whole clock, kill 'em all with love. I don't care if they're talking about us, no, I don't care if they put us down, no. So what? We're the ones who create our own world, friendly assassins known as pegboard. All glory and praise to the bad lord, kill 'em all with love. I don't care if they're talking about us, no, I don't care if they put us down, no, I don't care if the sky falls around us.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's final match here in the final week of the Perfect Alliance League. My name, of course, is Milboss. Joining me is the experienced Maze, and right now we are watching EZG going up against the team of Onslaught. Onslaught are 2-1 up in this series, and we're going into evac capture the flag. This time here, straight into this Ban and Protect phase. Of course, Maze, we're seeing Overdrive, Semtex, and Kinetic Armor taken out so far. Do you believe that we'll be seeing a similar sort of playing style and banning and protecting from that last game?
Honestly, I think that the mix-up is in the bag. I think that's what's going to end up happening here. And you're already starting to see that come through a little bit, and that Semtex ban that came in from Merca there. So, Onslaught trying to mix things up here because EZG has a little bit of momentum after that win on Uplink, going straight into a very aggressive map of CTF in evac. So this is definitely going to mix things up. Overclock is going to be removed by Paranoia, but to be honest, I think that Afterburner was probably the perk that was better suited for a ban than Overclock, in my personal opinion. But overall, it could potentially still be banned out as there's still 2 votes remaining. Rapid Fire and the M8 going to be taken out of play there by Stumpy. So a good mix up there. But Afterburner still being in is going to be a factor for sure here on
Yeah.
CTF.
Yeah, I was going to say it's an interesting one because of course AVAC being the map that it is, if you have that afterburner doing those wall runs around the whole exterior of the map is so much easier than without it. And of course we saw it a lot in that last game. It was used on pretty much every player. So interestingly enough that wasn't banned out. And then of course with that being said, Overclock being banned out, they didn't ban out the active camo or psychosis or even heatwave, any of those. So they will all be in full effect coming into the specialist draft. And we are watching that right now where we have seen America take out the Tempest, Remedy with the Vision Pulse that we're talking about last map. Sean pulling out the Annihilator. Hopefully he can get his accuracy on point, as well as Anthrax pulling out the active camo. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, it's very, very similar with Kazmo taking the Vision Pulse, Munibro with that Heat Wave, Paranoia with the Scythe, and then, of course, we're going to have Stumpy with the active camo. So more specialist abilities this time that we've seen. Of course, we were talking about that Vision Pulse in the last one in the uplink, and the fact that obviously you can get pretty much free wall hacks, and it's like a 1-for-4 trade, right? So the opposition can all see you when you use it, but you can see all of them. They can only see one of you. So it's definitely a good trade up.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think Vision Pulse is definitely one of the most useful, abilities to equip there in Black Ops 3. Of course, it is the one that takes a lot longer to earn as opposed to all the others, but it's worth it in my personal opinion.
Oh yeah,
just because you could get so much intel from it, and both teams know that, and they are going to opt to use it in both sides. The main difference that you'll see is the Scythe being utilized in the side of EZG. Paranoia has that unequipped, and then of course the Tempest is going to be America's counter to that. But overall, the Heat Wave is going to be countered by Sean's Annihilator. I still think that the Heat Wave is more useful, but overall, each player is confident with their pick and are going to try to do everything they can to get this victory. Of course, Onslaught is leading the series 2-1 right now, as they are still on match point. EZG trying to play spoilers and forcing that game 5.
Yeah, and an interesting thing, just going back onto that Vision Pulse, how it takes longer, and obviously Overclock being out is going to affect that as well. But with that being said, it's a specialist unlike any of the other ones. And I think I talked about this last time that I was casting this league, in the sense that you use it in very, very specific situations, all right? Your specialist weapons, you use them when you just need to get a couple of kills, right? You want to affect the kill side of the game, the slaying side of the game. But your Vision Pulse, as opposed to some of the other specialist abilities, is something you want to use if you're in a dire situation of needing to know where the opposition are, especially when it comes down to those sorts of standoffs in Capture the Flag and the stalemates, or if you're in a 1v2 situation trying to defend your base, you want to know where they're coming from, use that Vision Pulse, and it's a very strategic sort of instance there. But we are going to be getting straight into this with Munibro going for the wall run on the outside of the map. Meanwhile, Onslaught are very, very heavily pushed up.
Yeah, they absolutely are pushed up, and you can see that they have the map control, but they're not able to win their initial gunfights. And as I say that, EZG drops too as well. But the sneaky plays by Muni and the smokes are going to keep him alive for now, but he's running that flag straight to an enemy and does survive because of teammate support. Nice routes run, but he's running right at another player, and these routes are going back and forth, but his teammate support, his cutoffs are all there. That's a 1-0 start for EZG right off the break. Beautiful cap.
That was actually very, very well executed. I really have to hand it to Muni there, because he just let his teammates deal with all of the Onslaught players who were pushed up very aggressively on the map, as I was talking about before. Anthrax, they're finally able to shut down Muni. Remedies now, though, he's going to be pushing down the left side of the map here on the outer wall run. And and his teammates have the flag. It does get shut down and reset there. He's going to be coming from behind here, Remedy, able to pick up one, but he's the last left alive, really close proximity to the flag with his teammate in the man of Sean. Might be able to actually take this one out here. Remedy's getting tagged from behind, and once again it's going to be reset. Sean last alive. Paranoia coming back to defend, and it's going to be still in this 1-0 situation favoring EZG.
Right now, EZG is playing this very intelligently, and they're just keeping the pressure onto Onslaught, forcing them to make a mistake that they could capitalize on. But the good thing about Onslaught is that they have bent but not broken, as they have been able to defend their flag after allowing that one capture. And Murica has been that primary AR that's sitting there defensively, and it's just waiting for players to get a possible pull here. So he's going to have to beat out another player here. He goes down, and that is going to open things up for EZG as they lose 2 players, and then that is going to be a good defensive stand for Onslaught once again. So it's still going to remain 1-0 in favor of EZG.
Munibro trying to defend this left side of the map here. Able to pick up 1 kill. Meanwhile, there's one more player above him. That's going to be Remedy trying to be sneaky. Not going to happen there, as the defense from EZG is completely structurally sound. America, though, pushed up pretty aggressively by himself. This is the sort of situation where I think that Onslaught's communication is just looking like it's a bit lapsed. They're not working together right now. And meanwhile, EZG, everything they do, they're doing as a team. Stumpy, though, he's on a one-on-one with that flag, able to pick up the kill. Also has his HCXD. And because he used his active camo, he's going to have to be very careful here. America tried to go for the counter cap, but yeah, it's another cap. EZG going up 2-0, and Onslaught are looking very, very shaky.
Yeah, I mean, they've just not been able to win those gunfights. I don't think that they haven't set themselves up to win them. It's just that they've been outslaying at this point. But EZG's gotten traded from time, and that real defining moment in that second flag capture was Stumpy able to win that initial gunfight to push up on the map. And now you're starting to see some counter caps, or counter pulls I should say, from Onslaught, but they haven't capitalized quite yet, as EZG's been able to defend and hold strong.
Yeah, I mean, really, this is the sort of situation where Onslaught can try and take a bit of advantage. They do have that positioning on the map, but they've let Stumpy just run through. Meanwhile, they did have their last player spawn in. That's going to be Sean, who's the closest, the only one who can defend this. Stumpy, this timing might work out perfectly for him. He's able to pick up that kill, and he can go into the opposition's base and pull out their flag. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Munibro, last alive, in a 1v1 against America, tags up the player, comes around, flanks him, easy kill, and that's going to be another cap. The way that EZG is playing this, and they're just moving around the map with so much confidence, is just absolutely outstanding to watch.
And Stumpy's really having himself a good game. He's got active camo ready to use. He's got his streaks also available to be utilized, but that's going to end his run there as a beautiful play by Remedy, defensively able to pick him up at that 50-yard line. But that is exactly what EZG wanted on this start, was to have a fast start, force Onslaught to then play a very aggressive second half. And Onslaught is trying to at least keep themselves from having a 4th flag go through, as EZG is going to keep this run alive. That flag is returned. Murica now going to try to get himself on the board for the first cap for Onslaught, and that's a good way to get the momentum back on your side for the second side of play, as it's going to only be a 2-flag deficit now. Milboss, that's exactly what Onslaught needed to do to finish strong on the first side.
Yeah, that does change the game. It changes the atmosphere and how the players are feeling, confidence, and as you said, of course, the momentum is a big part. It stops that plow that EZG were rolling through Onslaught's fields, and really this is a situation where Onslaught can take advantage of that. But then again, there is also that aspect. EZG might be thinking, we got this easy. It doesn't matter they got a flag cap. We'll let them have that one, you know. We'll let them feel like they can compete with us, and we'll just go and absolutely dominate the second half. So we'll have to see whether or not that is the case. But I'm going to be on board with Stumpy to start off the second half. He does spot a player in the middle of the map here. He's got to be careful, as they are going to be trying to sneak around. That's going to be Remedies, and I think Anthrax as well. Remedies, though, he's just going on this war run. He is tagged, but he could just escape the grasp of these EZG players and get the support from his teammates to help him out here.
Well, he's done a smart play here and try to get some reconnaissance with that HCXD. Not going to be able to get it, though, as he kills his own teammate, and Sean then gets shut down.
No.
And that entire offensive push is nullified by some bad situational plays, and that's really going to hold EZG strong here as they have been able to push up on the map and are picking up some kills. Murica does get some kills, and now Remedy trying to pick up Stumpy, so they do at least stop